And we're back with KMMA. I'm Andy O.
I'm Khalil Deal.
And we're going to be bringing you our previews and predictions for UFC Fight Night Doha in Qatar, coming up on Saturday. So opening things up on the main card will be Alex Perez against Asu Almabayev. Then we have Sergey Spivak against Shamil Gaziev, followed by Jack Hermanson against Miktabik Orolbay. Then, for the feature fight, we have Volkan Ozdemir against Alonzo Menefield. Co-main eventing will be Bilal Muhammad against Ian Machado Gary. And then in the main event, we have Arman Tsarukyan, fresh off healing from his back injury, against the returning Dan Hooker. So opening things up, man, Alex Perez against Asu. Who do you got here?
All right, man. So yeah, for this one here, I gotta go with Asu Almabayev. I always like this guy, man. He's a grappling heavy, strong emphasis on jiu-jitsu, but he also incorporates striking in his kickboxing. He's known for his submission skills. He's got a lot of different submissions. He's got a background in wrestling. He's a skilled grappler who uses jiu-jitsu and wrestling to take his opponents down and control them on the ground. Very relentless. He's kind of like a Mirab Dvalishvili style, where he, with his wrestling, he's got a high number of submissions. He fights on an orthodox stance, but he's got a kickboxing based striking style when he's on his feet. He uses his grappling to either outwork his opponents on the ground or find opportunities for subs. And he has a very good game plan that involves avoiding his opponent's power on the feet and taking the fight to the mat. Alex Perez, this guy's also a strong wrestler as well. He started wrestling in the 6th grade. He's an amazing wrestler and grappler. He has some skills in jiu-jitsu as well, has lots of subs. He's one of the most active and prominent contenders in the flyweight division. And, he's fought a lot of very good fighters like Davison Figueiredo, Alexander Pantoja, Mohamed Mokaev, Joseph Benavidez, Tatsuro Taira. But he's been on a losing streak lately, man. Like, I know he's fought a lot of good fighters, and people are going to say, well, he's fought a lot of good fighters. Yeah, but he's losing to those good fighters, and he's not winning. So in the last 5 fights, we're talking 4 losses out of his last 5 fights. Got submitted by Figueiredo, got submitted by Pantoja, lost a unanimous decision to Mokaev, and got knocked out by Tatsuro Taira. So a lot of finishes, a lot of damage on Alex Perez. And he's only beaten Mateus Nicolau out of that list of guys. Whereas, so has Asu Almabayev. He's beaten Mateus Nicolau as well by unanimous decision. So I've got to go with Asu Almabayev here. I think he's the better fighter. And it's just that he's taken so much damage, Alex Perez, as of late. I just think that those losses come from somewhere. And they're in the last 5 fights. So
well, they come from the best of the best. You just showed. But, you're right, though.
4 losses in his last 5 fights is a lot. Give me Asu Almabayev to win, and I'll say that he wins this one by. I'll say he wins by submission or decision.
Me, I've always been a fan of Alex Perez. I think he's underrated. I think he's a lot better than his record suggests. Here, I think he is the better striker than Asu. He would be landing at 4.2 strikes per minute as compared to Almabayev's 2.2. The thing with Perez, man, he's had a long history of just injuries. He's injured all the time. And in fact, he got injured in his last fight, a fight I thought he was winning against Taira before he lost due to injury, and it was his ACL, so just another thing, to come back from. But here's the thing. Like, Almabayev, his striking is not as good, I don't think. He likes spinning around a lot with his kicks. Sometimes it may be too much, but his grappling is very good, and he always looks for subs, especially choke subs, gillies, stuff like that. This is how this fight's going to go, I think. Perez is going to have success if he gets those awesome leg strikes going, hurt Almabayev there, and work from there. Also, catch Almabayev in some spinning nonsense if he goes overboard with that. Those 2 things will lead to a Alex Perez win. But a glaring weakness for Alex Perez. He gives up his back, okay? Almabayev loves to get to that back, loves the gillies. Almabayev loves chokes. Alex Perez has a tendency to give up his back and gets choked out. Almost all his subs have been chokes. Alice Perez subbed out 7 times like that. I'm going to have to lean with Almabayev to get this one done. I don't want him to win. I'd like to see Alex Perez come back from his injury, but I think Almabayev gets it done here. So give me Almabayev by sub or decision.
All right, so we're in agreement with the first fight of the main card. When in doubt, go with the Kazakhstan guy.
Yeah, maybe, eh? We're both doing that so far, eh? Against guys I'd like to see pull off the win, but I think the Kazakhs will have it, you know?
Especially in Qatar. All right, so moving on up to the next fight here, we got Sergey Spivak against Shamil Gaziev. Who you have here, NDO?
Okay, these guys haven't been really impressive lately. Spivak, I know he's been losing a bit here and there, but, you know, he's an inconsistent guy in general. With Shamil, I find, you know, he has that basic approach to striking. He has the power. He is a heavyweight. He can knock you out. When he gets a hold of you, his grip is very strong, but it's in the middle of the cage where he's going to have trouble in taking guys down. He's one of those that needs the cage's help in order to take a guy down. That's where I expect him to take Sergey Spivak if he can. Otherwise, he gets pretty tired, Shamil Gaziev. It's hard to say who has a better gas tank here, Sergey or Gaziev. Very hard to tell. As far as Spivak here, he has to get on top. You know, he has to find a way to get on top of Gaziev. He has to find a way to trip him out, and yeah, and work for that sub. So, look, I don't know what to say about this fight. This is probably you know, a smoke break fighting or something, smoking up on the next bet or something like that. You know, for me. So I'm gonna say Sergey Spivak has one of those better performances in this one, and I'm looking for a decision or sub out of him.
No, man, we're in disagreement with this one here, unfortunately. Spivak, man, he's got a grappling heavy approach. Of course, he's got some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, powerful ground and pound. He likes to take his opponents down, control them from top position, often using the arm triangle choke, focusing on ground and pound to secure his victories. While he has some submission wins, his ground game also involves stifling strikes and positional control. He likes to dominate his opponent and tire them out. He is a submission specialist with multiple wins by submission. Arm triangle chokes is his favorite, and you know, he's also decent on the feet, but not that great. Shamil Gaziev is the better striker here. He's more powerful, and he's a very good wrestler. He's got heavy striking, strong takedowns, ground control. He's got a crazy right hand, and you know, his background as a wrestler and a former volleyball player gives him physical advantage when he fights his opponents. He moves around very slickly. He can secure submissions like rear naked chokes, and he's got high pressure. He likes to move forward. Powerful striking. He's got a very stiff jab, and he likes to use his strength to take his opponents down and get on a dominant position, maintain ground control, and transition to dominant positions and look for that sub. He's got good submissions like rear naked chokes, as I mentioned, and like I said, he's got good ground and pound. So I'm going to go with Shamil Gaziev here. I like this guy a lot better. And also Spivak, losing 2 times in a row in his last 2 fights, got knocked out by Jailton Almeida, and we've seen how shitty Jailton Almeida is.
Yeah, it would have been your favorite fighter before you say that.
You saw how shitty Jailton Almeida is and has been recently. Yeah, he was one of my favorite fighters. Now I cut this guy off now after that last performance. He looked horrible. And Waldo Cortez Acosta beat him in his last fight there. He also lost to
maybe the next champion.
Cyril Gahn also knocked him out. So
maybe the next champion.
Sergey Spivak's been getting finished, man. You know, he's getting wins over Derek Lewis and a long time ago, and 2 years and 9 months ago. And his last win was a year and 3 months ago, man. You know, it's been a while that he's been winning anything.
Who's Gaziev's best to win?
Gaziev just won recently and got a knockout on Thomas Peterson with
my God!
9 months ago. Also beating Dontel Mays by unanimous decision, knocked out Martin Budai and subbed Greg Velasco. His
Who
only
are these guys? Come
his
on.
only loss was to Jairzinho Rosenstruck. So I got to go with Shamil Gaziev here in this one. I say he wins by knockout or submission. As
Best
you can see, Spivak's lost four of his six losses all come by knockout, man. And Shamil Gaziev has that knockout power. Give me Gaziev knockout or submission.
he's
So
beaten.
we're in disagreement with this one here. All right, let's move on up to the next fight. Hey, that's why we have these, man. You laugh now, but we'll see if I'm right.
No, but beating Thomas Peterson, like
Next fight, we got Miktebek Oralbai or Jack Hermanson here. So for this one here, man, this one's a tough one here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna go with Miktebek Oralbai, but I gotta say this though. This is gonna depend on the face-offs. Watch our final face-off show on Friday because Jack Hermanson is moving down in weight in this one. He is going down in weight. I think this is a bad move from him. He's 37 years old, moving down in weight from 185 to 165, from middleweight to welterweight. That's a 20 pounds that he has to lose here. So I really want to see how Jack Hermanson looks on the scales. If he looks terrible and decrepit and looks like a skeleton and washed up, I say he gets killed in this fight. If he looks good on the scales and drops the weight and looks good and he fills out great, well, he'll be a huge motherfucker for this weight class. So it really depends on that. So like I said, stay tuned to Friday. But for now, I'm going with Miktebek Oralbai. This guy's got a mix of wrestling and striking. He's really good on the ground. A strong wrestling background. He's got submission victories. Also has knockout power. He's aggressive as well. And, he leans on his wrestling to control his opponents and gain an advantage. And he controls the fights on the grounds a lot. He's very good with his grappling and submission skills. And now, Jack Hermanson also is good at grappling. He's also powerful as well. He's got good ground and pound and submissions as well. He's got a very good guillotine choke, aggressive takedowns, a high volume of strikes as well on the feet. He's also known as a Greco-Roman wrestler, and he uses his Greco-Roman wrestling in his fights. He's got good ground and pound, very good movement, and he uses his length as well in his fights. So I'm going to go with Miktebek Oralbai to get the finish here by knockout or submission, but Jack Hermanson is a very good dog. So I definitely will have, him on my dog list come betting time. And I may even switch my pick depending on what we see in the face-offs. But give me Miktebek Oralbai for now by finish.
I don't think Hermanson cut, too much weight to get to middleweight. He was never the biggest middleweight out there. And I think Miktebek is good for this welterweight size, considering he was in the lower weight class himself. I think Jack is going to look all right. I think you may switch your pick based on Jack's looks here, but that's not going to take away from the fact that Jack Hermanson looks like his chin is finished. I see what happened to Beneil Dariush happening to Jack Hermanson here, even though Miktebek isn't really a striker. I am going to be picking Miktebek Oralbai because even if he doesn't get him down, it's like embrace the grind, get that body lock on, wear out Hermanson, stop his maneuverability in there because he does move around stifle his striking, even though it's awkward. Jack still throws with a decent amount of volume, but you got to take into account the age here, the beatings he's taken, and just the fact that I don't think Miktebek has to blow a lot of energy just to get the Joker here down, because the Joker can lose fights even if he doesn't get taken down. He hasn't been taken down in his last 7 fights, Hermanson. So it's not necessary even for Miktebek to take him down. But I'm still nervous about the play. I am sticking with Miktebek to get it done here. Give me Oral by decision or sub.
All right, so me and Ndio agreeing on this one here. Nice. Let's move on up to the next fight. We got Volkan Ozdemir against Alonzo Menefield. Who you have here, Ndio?
Okay, this could be another sleeper pick as far as the dog goes. I picked Menefield as a massive dog not too long ago, but I don't think I'm going to do the same thing here. I think despite Volkan Ozdemir's no time durability issues, I think, if he combines patience and aggression smartly, I think he's the bit better striker than Alonso Menefield. I think he has better grappling even than Menefield. Maybe some people disagree with me, but I think Menefield's grappling or any goodness that comes out of it is due to his kind of power and his athleticism. Um, so look, I'm going to pick no time to get it done here. Although I am a bit nervous about it. I like his jabs when he's coming in, um, and I think he's just gonna fight a smarter fight here than Alonzo Menefield. So give me no time by knockout or decision.
All right, so for this one here, I'm also in agreement with no time. I'm taking Volkan Ozdemir here. I've kind of given up on Alonzo Menefield a little bit. I'll talk to you why. But Volkan Ozdemir, man, this guy's very good at striking. He's known for his explosive and powerful stand-up game. He's got a strong left hook and low kick. He's a dangerous finisher. A high percentage of his wins come by first-round knockouts. His striking is very good. He's got a background in kickboxing, also trained in jiu-jitsu, so he's very well-rounded. He's very aggressive, and his explosive striking with a focus on power and pressure. And he's nicknamed No Time because he often finishes fights quickly. I think his striking is a little bit better, and he's going to hit Alonzo Menefield very hard. He's going to punch him very hard, and Menefield's been knocked out a few times now. Out of his 5 losses, 3 of them come by knockout. Obviously, Menefield's got that power. He's a big guy. He's got very, very, very explosive power in his punches. He also likes to mix up sometimes the grappling, but he doesn't use his wrestling that much and grappling that much. He likes to keep the fight standing and likes to stand and bang a lot. He does have Muay Thai and a bit of Jiu-Jitsu. He's got powerful right hand. That's what he knocks out his opponents with that right hand. He's got good head kicks as well in combinations. But yeah, if you look at Menefield, man, he got knocked out by Carlos Ulberg, and then back-to-back knockouts. He got knocked out by Azamat Mrzakhanov.
And look how well Ozdemir did against the guy you just mentioned.
Yeah.
He did well.
We're gonna talk about that in a sec here. I'm about to mention that. But the win that he got was against Julius Walker, and it was a split decision win. I also thought Julius Walker had won that fight. I remember that fight.
I picked that sweaty bastard to get it done.
I thought he won, and we both had him. And then he beat Umar Sy by unanimous decision. Now that fight against Umar Sy,
that's the one I picked him in.
Fought like a retard in that fight. Umar Sy looked absolutely ridiculous in that fight. He sucked, and that's why Alonzo Menefield got the win. It wasn't more Alonzo Menefield being amazing. It was more Umar Sy being an idiot in that fight. Now, Volkan Ozdemir, I got some MMA math for you guys here, and I was going to kind of talk about that. Now, Alonzo Menefield got knocked out by Carlos Ulberg, but Volkan Ozdemir lost by decision to Ulsberg, but he looked good in that fight, like you said. He did look good in that fight against Ulberg. Lost the decision, but didn't get knocked out.
I only bring that. I only bring that up because it happened in November 2024, so it's not that long ago. Like Ulberg was still very good, you know.
Exactly, and he's going to have the 2-inch height advantage as well. And I just see Volkan touching the chin of Alonzo Menefield, which is very suspect these days. Menefield gets rocked quite a bit when he gets hit in the chin. So give me Volkan Ozdemir to win by knockout or decision in this one. All right.
No time.
So we're in agreement with this fight here. Next fight, we got Bilal Muhammad against Ian Gary. So for this one here, man, I like I like Ian Gary in this one. Bilal Muhammad is a well-rounded fighter. Also very good at blending his wrestling and striking. He's criticized a lot for being boring, because that's really what he does. Is he relies heavily on grinding, using that relentless pressure and setting up takedowns and using the cage to control and wear down opponents with cage control. His style is very tedious. A lot of people compare him to Georges St. Pierre. and he uses wrestlings to dominate his opponents, control the fight. He's developed sharp, fast hands, and he's not bad with his Mexican boxing style, but he's more of a grappler and a wrestler, and he
Yeah,
looks for takedowns.
yeah,
Okay.
he developed his striking so much that it cost him his title against Jack Della. You know,
That's,
he
yeah,
didn't want to grapple against the guy, and we saw how that went. For Della.
yeah.
Anyway,
Now this is a mismatch I find in his opponent in Ian Gary. Ian Gary, man, this guy, he's got precision striking, calculated aggression. He's very well rounded. He could use his grappling as well as his striking. He's got good cage control as well. So a guy like Bilal Muhammad is not going to be able to hold him up against the cage. That's not going to work with Ian Gary. He's not going to be able to easily take down Ian Gary. Gary's got very high takedown defense, and he's also got submissions of his own. Ian Gary, he does know how to grapple and has good jujitsu. He's got technical prowess, strategic planning. He controls the pace of the fights. He's got good leg kicks. He transitions between striking and grappling very well. He level changes very well as well, and I think he's going to be quicker than Bilal Muhammad in there. Bilal Muhammad also has been knocked out before, and Ian Gary does hit with hard punches. I'm going to go with Ian Gary to win this one by knockout or decision. I think that he could beat up a guy like Bilal Muhammad, who relies way too much on the wrestling, and I think it's not going to work with Ian Gary, who's going to stuff those takedowns. Give me Ian Gary, also going to be 4 inches taller than Bilal Muhammad, and also have a reach advantage. Just give that to you guys real quick. It's going to be a 2.5 inch reach advantage for Ian Gary. So I like Ian Gary knockout or decision.
yeah, the the very underestimatable Bilal Muhammad again here. Good boxing, not much power. It's all about the pressure and pace with him, along with the wrestling. So I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy fight. I think he's going to have to work for it here, but I am picking Ian Machado Gary. I like this guy. I think he's a very smart fighter in there. I know he knows when to blend in the wrestling with his precise striking. I think he's going to fend off some takedowns here. I think his striking is way better actually than Bilal's. What's going to save him from getting
But
taken down is his great foot movement. I think that's going to help him, and I really feel Bilal's a head kick knockout is live for Gary. I see him setting that up. I think it's going to work in this fight, so I'm going to look for that when it comes to the betting at some point as well. What else here? The one thing I notice about Gary that I don't like, I notice with some fighters, usually the taller ones, is he holds his chin with his chin sometimes. When the guys that back out, of like the danger zone, holding their chin out. And that kind of scares me a little bit. Maybe Bilal will find a way to get a right through there or something, a straight as he's backing up like that. But at the same time, I think Gary's reflexes are enough to be able to avoid that against the slower Bilal Muhammad. So, yeah, I expect a solid, smart fight from Gary. I don't expect anything fancy other than a head kick knockout if it happens. So give me a knockout or decision for Ian Gary.
yeah, Gary doesn't do it as much though. That holding his chin with his chin. He's not like Rainier the Ritter there that always does it. He's
I,
much better with that.
you're right, but it's just a little thing I notice. I'd like for him to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So we're in agreement with this one here. Now we've reached the main event of the evening here, guys. We got Armin Sarukian against Dan Hooker. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already here.
Yeah, smash the like, smash that subscribe because, like we say, we're always fighting the algorithm here. These animals fight each other, but we battle it against the algorithm, and we need some loves and subscribes. Smash it. My turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Dan Hooker. I think he's an exciting fighter, but I also think he's been injured a lot lately. And I'm not going to talk about his well-roundedness, the fact that he can sub, the fact that he has great combos, the fact that he can pour it on in the volume. The thing about him is when you take all that away, he's a bottoms-out brawler that's a little reckless. I think he's probably even the better striker than Arman here. Like if it stayed on the feet throughout the whole fight, I think it would be very tight and Hooker may come away with it. But you put the grappling in there into the mix, and I think Armin has this. I think he's going to play it safe here. I don't think he wants to take any chances with Dan Hooker, who can upset. But also you can wear him down, and I think Taryukin is going to take those accept those takedowns when they present themselves, and stay safe on top. That's it. So give me Armin Taryukin by decision or sub.
Yeah, I got to go with Armin Sarukian, man. I always like this guy. He's awesome to watch in there.
But
Very,
Hooker is a more exciting fighter, though.
I don't know, man. Exciting in the way that in the way that like yeah, he likes to go and put it all out there and throw caution to the wind. But
Exactly.
Sarukian, he's so well rounded. He's very tactical and smart. He's got a grappling heavy approach. He has relentless pressure, good takedowns, and a constant mix of striking and wrestling. He's an excellent grappler. He's got good wrestling and judo style throws, so he can throw you down to the ground with his judo.
Yeah.
He's got good game plans when he gets in there. His grappling is often described as relentless, and he's got good capable striking as well. He's got good kicks and good jabs and punches. Dan Hooker, like I said, he's just more of a freakish type of style fighting, kickboxing, where he's very aggressive. He goes out there with powerful left hooks and knees and elbows. He uses his tall frame to take advantage of piecing up his fighters at a distance. He's a champion kickboxer. He also has some submissions as well. He's not bad with jiu-jitsu, but he likes to keep the fight standing most of the time, Dan Hooker. He's a good striker. I just don't think that he's going to be able to fend off the takedowns from Armin Sarukian. I don't think that he's going to be able to do anything on the ground against Armin Sarukian. And even though he has those subs, I don't think he'll be able to get them off his back. I think Armin Sarukian is going to take him down, get on top, and use his ground and pound. He's very fast, Armin Sarukian, out there as well. And those losses come from somewhere. I mean, Dan Hooker, man, 12 fucking losses and 24 wins. I mean, he's got half of his wins as losses. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I got to go with Armin Sarukian here to get the win. And I think he'll have a good, if he gets this win, he definitely lines himself up there to fight Topuria. That would be an awesome fight.
That's funny. That's funny though. But by beating Dan Hooker, you get a title shot though. I don't know.
I mean, he was already there
Yeah.
before. So
That's probably why it's not off the strength of beating Dan Hooker. Like, I don't think Dan Hooker is getting a title shot if he beats Armin.
no, it's because he got injured, Sarukian. Remember, he had that crazy injury.
Yeah. I made fun of it before. He backed out last second with a back injury out of the main event. That's why he was on the blacklist of the UFC up until now.
Yeah. So I mean, if he does beat Dan Hooker in a great in a good fashion, I got him winning by knockout or submission, by the way. So he's got to do this in good style here.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think he gets the title shot unless he finishes Dan Hooker.
Yeah, he's got to show that he's killing it out there. So there you have it, our early predictions and breakdowns for the main card. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for Friday for our fantastic, what is it, the show called?
Friday's fabulous Final Face-Off show. You can't miss it.
There you go. KAMMA, baby. Let's get it.
MMA, baby.